From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Andrew Adams.
Busy day yesterday. Val Castor was on this fire near Sooner Lake. A lot of smoke traversing the highway there. Some flames topping trees. Some very high flames at some point. Very hot fire. Hot just like the air yesterday. A lot of us were in the 90s. Not a very typical October day, but this fire was really racing for a while. We've been so dry, it's really no surprise that once it was going, that it was able to keep going all the way towards sunset and even after the sun had set. I mean, this thing was burning for quite a while. There's some still large plumes of smoke. This was visible on radar yesterday, and then here's even after sunset, those flames still getting worked on by first responders. So fire risk was there yesterday. We've got it back again today. It's not going to be as high in some of the same places as yesterday, but it will be here for some of the state. Still a very windy day. Look at the flag on our Cowboy Museum cam on our Pike Pass Skycam network. It's pulled tight, and it is warm right now. 67 and some 70s taking over all across north central Oklahoma. Some lower 60s to the southwest, a little bit more comfortable down there, but everyone seeing that southerly wind. It's gusting right now 15 to 30 miles per hour here in central Oklahoma. It'll gust at least that much through this afternoon, even higher at times. I see us getting gusts around 40 later on. We do have that wind advisory. That's the beige boxes right there. And notice northwest Oklahoma in the red and the orange, still a fire threat there. It's going to be a lot drier, but cold front, that's going to be on the way, and it's going to bring us some nice rain. It is bringing some very welcome snow to higher elevations in Colorado and Utah, even some snow in northern Arizona down there. So doing some nice things for the early snow season there. It's going to be nice news for any of the ski resorts, and hopefully they can get more. We are going to get some of that moisture in the form of rain. No snow for us, but rain. Later this afternoon into this evening, northwest Oklahoma into western Oklahoma, a couple showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two spring up, and then overnight the main show arrives. All that moisture pulls in also from the southwest and really brings in some nice soaking rains. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so let's keep that in mind for the drive to work on our Monday. Rain going to be a factor for most of Oklahoma. Could have some lightning and thunder in a couple of these storms as they continue to pull off to the east, but overall instability across Oklahoma not super high. High enough we could get some wind gusts around 50, maybe up to 60, and some quarter-size hail, but overall threat pretty low. And then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, eastern Oklahoma's problem, we get a break. Wave number 2 sets up in the Texas Panhandle and moves in tomorrow night in through Tuesday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, I like what we got. I think we should be pretty dry by that point. 82 this afternoon, so not nearly as hot as yesterday. Still some mid and upper 80s out to the west, so a little bit hotter out there, but not insanely hot, but it will be quite windy once again. In fact, windier than yesterday to the Panhandle in northwest Oklahoma. That's where we could see wind gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour. That's also where we are going to have the driest air across the state this afternoon, so highest fire threat. Notice here in central Oklahoma, relative humidity values 50 to nearly 60%. That's going to help us a ton with our fire risk. Now, we still have burn bans across central Oklahoma, so that's something to still keep in mind and follow along, but the fire risk does trend lower today. This evening, those showers and thunderstorms possible to pop up out in western and northwestern Oklahoma, but that big wave really comes in overnight into tomorrow morning and through the early afternoon tomorrow. Overnight with the clouds increasing, lows once again very mild, mainly in the 60s, well behind the front into the low 50s in the Panhandle. And then tomorrow afternoon with the wave 1 moving into eastern Oklahoma, north wind sets up. A lot of us are way cooler. We're talking mid, even lower 50s for our highs tomorrow. Break in the afternoon, maybe an isolated shower. There's wave 1's rain chances increasing late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening in southwestern Oklahoma. It will be the overnight period that we get wave number 2 through central Oklahoma and into eastern Oklahoma. By Tuesday morning, let's talk about like 7 to 10 o'clock. Showers will be ending here in Oklahoma City as wave 2 gets well off into eastern Oklahoma by the afternoon, much drier. Anywhere in central Oklahoma could get as low as half an inch in the east or western portions of central Oklahoma to maybe an inch and a half or even some locally amounts higher. Flooding will be a possibility in portions of south central through eastern Oklahoma. So that's something that we'll be watching and keeping in mind. So rainy tomorrow and tomorrow night. Things dry out by the end of our Tuesday. Things also cooler for most of the 9-day. That's looking pretty nice on Saturday. A couple games coming up for the Sooners and the Cowboys. Once again, Big 12 action underway.